Hi, I'm Trish. This video won't be as fancy as my other ones because my son moved out and I won't be able to get him to process them. Although, no, I won't get him to process this one. You can just put up with the rocky start and the rocky finish. As you can see, I'm feeling so much better than I was a week ago. It's been a pretty rough, I'm going to say 2 weeks. I'm now 4 weeks yesterday post sleeve gastrectomy. For the first couple of weeks, everything was great. I felt really good, really fast. I was going for walks every night. I'd been to the gym a couple of times. Gym really slow on the treadmill. No weights or any of that crap. And then I just went straight downhill really quick, like pretty much overnight. I was feeling very weak and shaky, getting palpitations, just doing almost nothing. Like if I got up off my couch and went to the toilet, by the time I was sitting on the toilet, my heart just felt like it was going to come thumping out of my chest. Not a high heart rate. It increased a little bit, but not a high heart rate. But yeah, just really working hard. And I was just so tired, and I was very scared because of just how bad I was feeling. I had a lot of pain across the tops of my shoulder, not my shoulders, the tops of my arms, and it was going like across like the back of my neck and stuff. I was very unwell. Wasn't able to do anything for myself. My daughter was getting all of my drinks, all of my food. I couldn't even make a cup of tea. I was having to sit on a chair in the shower, and then like getting out of the shower, I didn't even have enough energy to dry myself. I had to go and sit on the edge of my bed for a while until I was able to then, finish drying myself, and then getting dressed was just completely exhausting me. It was awful. Even just putting my arms up to put a jumper on it caused so much pain across here, and then my heart would start racing. It was just awful. So I went to see my GP, and he, because I had some couple of little wound infections, he put me on antibiotics, and I was thinking, well, I'm just feeling like this because I've got an infection, but I just kept feeling shitter and shitter. Finished the antibiotics. The wound infections were better. I wasn't. I was getting worse. So I went to see my GP again, and that was this all started on the Thursday, I think. Like, I'd been to see my GP the day before for dressing changes and stuff, like on the Wednesday, and I was fine. She was like, I can't believe how well you look. You don't even look like you've had surgery. The next day, I think it was the next day or maybe the day after, I was back at the GP in tears, frightened, with the wound infection, and just, yeah. So it started from there. So then the following Tuesday, back to the GP, and she said that I should go back to the Alfred to go to emergency to get checked out by them, which I did. So I spent the night in emergency. I was dehydrated. Some of my electrolytes were low. My hemoglobin had dropped a little bit. Normal hemoglobin is 12 at that stage, and it had been 12 earlier in the week. When I went into the Alfred, it dropped to 11. So a little bit low, but not like low enough for them to actually give me treatment for it. But they treated me for the dehydration and the electrolyte imbalance. They gave me a bag of magnesium. They gave me potassium. They gave me 2 bags of fluids. I didn't feel any better when I left, and I actually, if anyone's been to the Alfred, and you know where the parking is at the Alfred Centre, and you know where emergency is, it's a long walk, right? Not really long. I normally enjoy the walk, but it's a long walk when you're not feeling well. So by the time I left emergency and got down to the lift at the car park to go down into the basement, I was almost collapsing in the lift. There was nothing left in me. But then I thought, maybe I should go back to emergency. And I thought, if I go back to emergency, I'm just going to go through all the same shit. They're going to do, maybe do another blood test and say, you're actually fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Just go home. Suck it up, basically, to paraphrase. So I just continued to the car. My daughter drove me home. And I just still felt like utter garbage. But they said because my electrolytes were off that I should have hydrolyte every day. So I did that. We got some Hydrolyte on the way home. Or no, actually, I think we just got Powerade Zero or something on the way home. Then I did my research. There's only sodium in Powerade and, you know, Gatorade and all those sport drinks. So I went out and I got some Hydrolyte, because that's also got the potassium in it. I don't need the sodium. My sodium's fine. My magnesium is fine again, but my potassium was low. So I got myself, not Hydrolyte, because that's really, really expensive, and it's super high in sodium and has less potassium than the cheaper brand. So I got the cheaper brand. Started taking that. I have 2 sachets a day, and like the next day, like once I started on that electrolyte replacement drink powder, I felt a lot better. I was actually able to get up and move around and everything. That lasted for one day. Then the next day I felt really garbage again, and I got really bad pain across my arms and really bad upper abdominal pain. I felt sick and I thought I was having a heart attack. So I went back to emergency, but I just went to my local hospital emergency because it's just, you know, 2 minutes around the corner. And I thought, well, I went to the Alfred because that's where I had my surgery, but the whole time I was in there overnight, I didn't see a bariatric surgeon. So what was the point? So I just went to my local hospital. They did more blood tests and everything. Wasn't dehydrated anymore. That was a big plus. I've been managing to get in bare minimum 2 litres a day, which is 2 600ml bottles of the electrolyte replacement. Oh, I feel like my lipstick's going weird. 2 600ml bottles of electrolyte replacement fluids, plus a 600ml bottle of collagen protein powder drink, and then, you know, I'll have maybe 1 or 2 black coffees on top of that, and I also put a squirt of lemon juice in it, and, not in my coffee, in my other drinks, and a bit of cordial, because the electrolyte replacement fluid, even though it's orange flavour, does not taste like orange. It just tastes like salty water, but with the cordial, it's fine. And the little bit of lemon juice gives a bit of a zing. Yeah, so I was back in emergency, my local hospital last Friday overnight. They tested my electrolytes. My potassium was still a little bit low, so they gave me some oral potassium. That stuff is vile. It tasted like blackcurrant, but like blackcurrant on steroids, and it was just so sweet and just revolting. But that perked me up a bit, helped me, and my hemoglobin by that stage had dropped down to 10. They said they couldn't do a blood transfusion or give me any treatment for that because it wasn't low enough. They said if it dropped down to 8, then they would be able to give me a blood transfusion, but as it stands at the moment, they can't. So I went home, kept taking the electrolytes, and now I'm not 100% back to normal, but I think I'm normal for having had a sleeve gastrectomy a month ago and having really low calories and still having a low hemoglobin, but it's like a normal feeling shit. I'm just still feeling a bit weak, a little bit shaky, still getting the palpitations a little bit, a bit tired. I had a so what did you call my nap yesterday? Serious nap?
You said my name?
What did you call my nap yesterday? A serious nap because I was in bed? Yeah. No, it's not unusual for me to nap because of the fibromyalgia, but I nap on my couch. I am not someone who goes back to bed once I get up, no matter how sick I am. But sometimes I am too sick. So yesterday my daughter came in, she was going out for dinner last night. She came in to give me a kiss goodbye, and I was actually napping in my bed. And so she said, oh, this must be a serious nap. So I had I think it was a 2 or 3 hour nap in bed yesterday, but I reckon I'm going to be able to get through today without napping. I'm feeling pretty good. Even though when I went and saw my GP today, she said when she first saw me, she thought I looked sicker than I did yesterday, because I saw her yesterday as well. I had to have another blood test. This is my life lately, doctors and blood tests and hospitals. And I thought, what the fuck? I went in yesterday, no makeup, just wearing, I think I was just wearing jeans and the stripy top and the pink cardi that you've seen in all of my photos and all of my videos lately, I feel like. But today, I got dressed properly, and I slicked my hair down a bit, and I actually put makeup on, And apparently I look worse than I did yesterday. But I was going to say I feel better. I don't. Yesterday and today I feel a bit garbage, but you know, it's a level of garbage that I can cope with. So anyway, got the results back of my blood test that I had yesterday. My electrolytes are okay, but she wants me to double my magnesium because my magnesium, it's like a low normal. My sodium's fine despite all the extra sodium that I'm shoving into my body, and I don't normally have much sodium at all. My potassium is teeny tiny little bit low, but not as low as it was. So I've got to continue taking the electrolytes. My hemoglobin went from, I think it was 10.8 to 10.7, so we're calling that stable. And my bleeding, I'm going to say it's stopped now, but every time I say it's stopped, it starts again. So hopefully it won't start up heavy again. Also saw my gynecologist yesterday, who, in not so many words, when I told him, you know, like I've been bleeding for about 6 weeks and you know, half of that's been really, really heavy and whatever. And I'd spoken to the hospital and they said, even though I was a category 2, which is supposed to be a 3-month wait, public health system, and I've been waiting since about October or November or December or something last year, at least 5 or 6 months ago, they said I would still be waiting till at least August, if not December. He, in not so many words, said, that's bullshit, I'm getting this fixed, and he changed me to a category 1, and he said that I should hear from the hospital within a week with an actual date for me. So the what's wrong with my mouth today? Hysterectomy is going ahead, hopefully, really, really soon. Now, ideally, I didn't want that to happen just yet. I wanted a 2-month break between the sleeve gastrectomy and the hysterectomy, just so that I could heal, get back to the gym for a couple of weeks, get my fitness back up, get a bit stronger and be in really good nick for the next really big surgery. But honestly, if they call me today and say, we'll do you tomorrow, not going to happen. But just say they did, I'd go, yeah, that's how crap I have felt over the last 2 weeks. I need this to end. I really need it to end. There's also been people worried on my Faddish page, I think, about the very, very, very low calories I've been having. I'm lucky to crack 600 calories each day, and it has been like that for the last 6 weeks since I started pre-op. I don't think there has been a single day where I would have gone over 600 calories. So I did speak to my GP about that just to make sure. I was pretty sure it was okay. She said as long as I keep up my fluids, my calorie intake is okay. And the reason that I'm having so very, very, very few calories is because I just, number one, I don't get hungry. Or if I do get hungry, it's not crazy hungry. I can manage the hunger, and I tend to really only get hungry when I go to bed. And I have no desire to eat. It's probably about. I always love seeing my face when I review my videos of me looking at the time on that. No, I don't. It's 1:15 now. Not hungry. No desire to eat. I've got no. I just don't feel like eating. But if it gets to about 2 or 2:30, and I haven't eaten since 6 o'clock last night. This is where I'm at. My sleep's working. Remember, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if I said it in a video or somewhere else that I was really, really worried because from the end of week 1 to the beginning of week 2, I think it was, I felt like I was starving hungry, and I thought, this is great. My sleeve hasn't worked. It's working. It's working. I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat. I get full, really full. I'm not full. I get like a heavy feeling in my tummy. And I'm learning. Oh, I am learning because the pain, if you just take that one little extra bite when you're eating, or for me, anyway, I can't speak for anyone else. If I'm eating and I have a mouthful and I eat it, and I'm trying to take 20 minutes to eat my tiny little half cup of food. If I have that bite and then a couple of minutes later, I think, oh, should I have another one, or should I not? I'm not sure. I have learned, don't. Just don't. Because the pain from that one extra little teaspoon that lasts for 30 to 45 minutes, it's not fucking worth it. It is not worth it. So I just don't do it. Most of the time now I am getting through all of my little half-cup meals, which is great progress, because when I first went on to the mushies, I could barely get through half. So that is progress. But my meals are supposed to have, because I'm onto a soft, moist diet now, which isn't really working for me. I've been having pureed chicken curry with mashed sweet potato the last few days, and that's just not sitting well in me. I've been getting a lot of pain from that, and I don't know if I'm just eating it too fast, or I'm eating too much of it, or what's happening, but it's not sitting well in my tummy. So I'm debating whether to even transition to soft, moist foods, or whether to just stay on the purees for a couple more days, because the pain last night was it was horrendous. It was really awful. I had to lay down. It was terrible. So I'll see how I go today. I'm going to start my day with a mushy Vita bread and some banana. That's what I'm having today for my first meal. I can't call it breakfast if I'm having it in the afternoon, but that's what I'll be having as my first meal. And if I have the energy later, I'm going to make myself a really nice, oh my god, so excited. I got some chuck steak, and I'm going to make like a chuck steak casserole with sweet potato, yes carby, but yes superfood, and it's got lots of potassium in it, so I am hitting the sweet potato. When I say hitting the sweet potato, I mean like 2 tablespoons of sweet potato. So with I'm going to put in some sweet potato, celery, carrot, onion, and red capsicum, and I'll put in some tinned tomatoes, and if it's really runny, I'll put in some tomato paste. Oh, and mushrooms, lots of mushrooms. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to have a crack at that pureed initially, and if I tolerate that, then I'll eat it not pureed tomorrow, because the chuck steak, it just falls apart when you cook it. I think that's about it. Oh, exciting news. You probably remember, or you might not remember, I'll remind you. When I put on all that weight, like when I went up to 127 kilos, and I'm 110.3 now, my weight loss stalled for a week at 111, but it's starting to come back down again. So when I put on all that weight, I couldn't wear any of my clothes. None of my clothes fit me. Like my own personal style, I had to shelve it and just wear what I could find that fit me and that was comfortable and cheap for just like interim clothing. I certainly was not going to build up a whole new, like me, wardrobe. So I was literally living in these fucking god-awful black yoga pants and the same 2 t-shirts, I think it was, and this hoodie, and I was just, it wasn't me. It was not my style, and I'm not that person. So now I'm getting back into all my old clothes. They're all fitting me now. So I'll show you what I'm wearing today. I'm just so excited. I'm back in, and I hope you can see this because I don't know what the camera angle will be like. I'm in my favourite flippy little skirt and black leggings, and I'm back in my boots and my cardi, and I feel like me again. I just did not feel like me wearing frumpy yoga pants and t-shirts and a hoodie every day and just runners every day because my boots didn't fit me, and so I'm feeling pretty good in myself again. And I think that's all. I'll update you if anything happens, if anything changes. I'll take photos. I think it's the 13th today. I'll take photos in 2 days' time because that'll be my 1 month sleeve-versary. They're mainly just for me so I can see the difference. And when I've collated enough photos, because you're not going to really see much difference now, but when I've taken enough photos over the months, I'll put them together, a little slideshow, so people can see the difference as my body shrinks down. And that's it for now. Hopefully I will be feeling all better the next time I make a video. Oh, did I say my doctor said it's okay for me to have less than 600 calories a day long term at the moment, considering I have just had bariatric surgery. As long as I keep my fluids up, I'm not going to die. My body's got plenty of fat to eat. Plenty. That's how it works. I'm going to be tired, going to get a bit wheezy when I stand up, might be a bit shaky, but that doesn't bother me. As long as there's no palpitations, I'm fine. And that's all. That's really all.